to tell you subtle ways that you can look like you kind of know what you're doing at clinical. Tip number 1, alcohol swabs. First, start off your shift or clinical by getting a stack of swabs. Always keep them in the exact same pocket every single time. That way, when your clinical instructor is doing something cool and she says, hey, can someone get me an alcohol swab? And everyone else is going, and they're checking all their pockets. You are going to look super snazzy because you're going to go, oh yeah, here you go. Then what I want you to do is I do not want you to open alcohol swabs like this. Don't do that. If you want to look like a badass who knows what they're doing, here's what you do. You pull it out of your pocket and you go like this. Here. Okay? And then they just take this little guy while you're holding onto this. Boop! And you look awesome. You look like you know what you're doing. Next, we're going to talk saline flushes. Okay, so these have a little thing of air in them, okay? And what you want to do is you want to push the air out before you use them, okay? If you don't, here's what happens. So I have not pushed the air out of this, and I'm just going to take this off, right? I don't know any better, and I'm going to take it off. And then when I try to push out that little bit of air before I use it, it's very difficult, and oh, that just happened. So here is how you can pop out the air. What you do before you take the white cap off is you just push the end of it. So here, I wonder if you can hear it. Did you hear that? That is pushing out the air. So now when I take this off, now I'm barely pushing it and the fluid comes up. Less is more in clinical, okay? I don't want you to get there and put 500 swabs in your pocket and then 40 alcohol or 40 saline flushes in another one and then scissors and 5 bandages and ABD like you don't need to be doing that, okay? You just have what you think you're going to need. And I know right now you don't exactly know what you're going to need, but here's what I think that you should get is just a small stack of alcohol swabs, 1, maybe 2 flushes. That's it. Maybe have your scissors, obviously have your stethoscope, but you don't need to go overboard, okay? People can kind of fixate on getting too prepared and then they're worried about having all the right stuff. And then you kind of fixate on that instead of actually being mentally present for clinical. And if you enjoyed these tips, go over to that link in my bio. I have written some books, and one of them is specifically for nursing students and with lots of clinical tips and encouragements as you become a nurse.